So I'm not normally getting into ligaments and muscle and organ structures in the bone section, but there are specific ones that feel very useful for me to teach. And this will be to think about the latissimus dorsi, or the lats. So the lats are like your wing muscles. So if you see a really strong person who's been bodybuilding a lot, oftentimes they'll have this sort of wide muscle hanging out this way. It's really interesting that it's such it's culturally prominent right now, meaning that it's not like bodies would be shaped like that in every culture. That's something that we sort of hold up right now as an ideal image. And to me, it looks very much like a cobra. You know, it feels like a snake, a cobra, like almost ready to attack. So it's sort of a funny thing. But you have your wings, and the lats are going to be the back wall of the armpit. They have two walls in the armpit, which are different muscles, and the lats are going to go up and they're going to connect to the inside top of the arm. Okay, so we've done all this work with the shoulder and thinking about the arm, or we've not really talked about the arm yet, but we've done all this work on the shoulder. And now I want to think about the lats as being this big, wide, broad muscle that then travels down the back all the way down into the thoracolumbar fascia. So the fascia that is connecting through the low back and down to the pelvis and sacrum. Now, fascia is very dense and very web-like, and it sort of goes everywhere. If you've looked at like a steak, if you cut a steak, it's got all those pieces of white sort of throughout, and sometimes there's like thicker layers and sometimes thinner. That's basically all fascia. So it runs sort of organizing bundles of muscle fibers, and it connects everything, and it's got this stretch and this pull, and it's just like this sort of cotton on my shirt, you know, that I can sort of stretch it and mold it. And if I pull the shirt here, it's going to affect things all over the shirt. Now it's the same with your body. So you have this fascia and muscle system that's connecting your arms, the tops of your arms, down your back, and the lats actually run and they just cross the tips of the shoulder blades. So you can touch and imagine, okay, yes, that's the lat muscle. It's big and broad, and it connects in towards the spine, and then it goes down into the back, and then basically connects through the fascia all the way down to the sacrum and tailbone. So go ahead and imagine that connection, touch all those points, and then I'm just going to start moving my body a little. I'm going to imagine, okay, there's the three-dimensional depth of the muscle. I can see sort of the muscle fibers, and if I stretch up, you can imagine if we were hanging, how important the lats would be. Of course, they say that, you know, a wide arm pull-up is great back exercise, and this is one of the muscles that would be working, would be the lats. So you see the lats, and you see the connection through into the fascia, then down to the bones, and all the way to the sacrum and tailbone and the vertebrae. And picture it all connected through various fascial and muscular chains to the arms. Okay, and then I'm going to rub down my back. Basically, I'm going to do the outside and then the inside more towards my spine, and then the outside and then inside more towards my spine. And I'm going to think, okay, yes, these are my lats, and all the way down to my tailbone. And now I'm going to make another hey sound, and I'm going to think of vibrating this entire connection, muscle and fascia, all the way into the bones. So I'm essentially vibrating arm bones down to tailbone. Okay. Hey. Stretch my arms up and imagine that muscle lengthening the fascial trains, gently stretching and tugging down all the way to the sacrum and tail. So lifting the arms will tend to arch the spine a little bit, which will also nutate the sacrum. So there's almost like a little pull that's pulling the sacrum back. And then releasing it down. And then we'll balance it with the pec major, and then which will form the front wall of the armpit, also connecting into the arm and then running out to the sternum, and then pec major. Similar in some ways to the psoas and piriformis, which will connect to the legs, which we'll look at later. But I picture now these two muscles, front and back. I can raise my arms and extend them, and I'm going to picture the muscles as being balanced, and the sound as reverberating through all this muscle and fascia systems. I'm going back to feeling the pelvis, then feeling the shoulder blades, then feeling the muscle and fascial connections. And then start moving the arms. Imagining all the power these interrelations can create. And feeling them as perfectly balanced. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, sign up for the Embody Space newsletter and share the link with a friend. You can also find original content on Facebook and Instagram.